Assalamu alaikum and hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a life update. Just some things that I want to share that I feel like, you all would want to know. And I'm not editing this video because I understand now the reason why I do not do content often or frequently or consistently, I should say. Editing. I do not have time to edit. I do not have time to edit, y'all. And oops, I'm sorry. See, I'm not editing that out. Uh, I I do videos. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook consistently, but I do not. When it comes to videos, it's so it's so hard to edit videos and whatever. Anyway, see, I'm already off topic. So I have my bullet points over here for things I want to talk about in this video. Get some tea, get some popcorn, get something to keep you occupied. Put me in the background, do some work, something. Let me keep you company. But this video is going to be probably about a good 20 minutes, I'll say. Because like I said, I'm gonna be sharing what's been going on with me for the past 3.5 to 4 years. I realized that the last video that I did, I think it said it was 4 years ago. I thought it was 3 years, but it seems as though it was 4 years. So a lot has happened. I'm not gonna be talking about it all. I'm gonna be sharing things over time, throughout the course of me creating videos. I'll be sharing little tidbits about things that have happened over the years. But I'm gonna get straight into the life update. So first of all, I got divorced. About 2 years ago, I got divorced, and it was a very traumatic. See, I can't even say the word. It was traumatizing. It was traumatic. And we are still dealing with the aftermath of it. But yes, I got divorced. And one of the reasons why it was traumatizing to me is because my parents have been married for over 50 years. And I always wanted to have a marriage of over 50 years like my parents, but Allah plans. So I'm not gonna blame that on Allah though. I'm not blaming it on Allah, but y'all know what I mean. Allah plans, we plan, and Allah plans, and truly Allah is the best of planners. So yeah, so I won't be getting that 50+ year marriage. I don't think, at this point at my age, not really interested in living for 120 years. So yeah, so I'm gonna go for maybe 20-year marriage, maybe 20-year. But yeah, so got divorced. And I told myself in that marriage that I was going to ride that until the wheels fell off, and we was riding on rims for quite a while, y'all. Yes, we was on rims. But at some point it became obvious that let it go, sis. So yeah, so that's what happened. And a lot happened over the years, over the past, like I said, 2 years, but really 4 because I hadn't been uploading. So let me get into it. Okay, so first of all, I have a list over here, like I said, so I'm going to be peeking. So I want to talk about what got me through, and these are just some of the things, but I'm going to be talking about other things in other videos. And just I will be doing a marriage and divorce series, or maybe I don't want to call it a series because that'll make me have to then number them, and that's going to be a whole issue. So I'm going to be doing videos on marriage and divorce, because I love marriage, and I advocate for divorce in conditions where the marriage doesn't facilitate the purpose that Allah gave us for marriage. So yes. So anyway, so what got me through? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I was fully aware the whole time that Allah knew what was going on with me and my children, what our circumstances were. He was there with me the whole time. He was there with us the whole time. And I kept that on the forefront of my mind. And I feel like that's what got me through a lot of the really, really difficult parts of it. Now, during the divorce, we lost almost every single thing. And it's okay, because I'm one of those people who I've always been for years and years and years. Begin again, start over, pivot. Every day is a new day to be a new you. Like, I'm one of those people. So it was like almost kind of like a challenge. Like, oh yes, we have nothing. Let's go. Let's go from the bottom to the top. You got to be careful what your mantra is, okay? Because I've been saying begin again for so long now, and it's like, and Allah keeps going, okay, begin again. All right, begin again. So Anyway, it's okay because like I said, I'm a person, I try not to be attached or too invested in material things and all that. And I'm talking about the material things that was lost outside of the marriage, material things. And that's okay because I'm not, like I said, I'm not really one of those people that's really attached to material things. It's like, okay, it is what it is. And I'm a declutterer really too. So every 6 months, it's like, all right, throw the whole house away. So anyway, um, I promise you I'm gonna try not to talk too long, but this is gonna be a talky video. So be ready for that. So anyway, another thing that got me through was doing morning Athkars. I'm pushing the wall because I'm in a swiveling chair. So if y'all see me do this, just know that that's what I'm doing. So morning Athkars, or Mamalat as some people call it. I've called it Mamalat my whole life. Morning Athkar is what I call it now because I feel like it's more universally understood. But my morning spiritual routine, baby, that has been a lifesaver for me. Like, I'm so glad that I never abandoned it because there were mornings, y'all. Ooh, there was mornings. Again, I am not going to go into too much detail about things, but there was a point where I didn't even want to look at my phone. Okay. So my morning Ethkars really helped a lot. And I'm so grateful for them. And yeah, I hope that I can instill in my children the same dedication and consistency in doing it. Shukr alhamdulillah. And so the next thing is my family and friends, ride or dies. Okay. I have friends that I've had from since I was a teenager, and they are still here and they are still rocking with me. And baby, my family who allowed me to stay with them, because we lost the place that we were staying, the children and I, just the whole, it's just everything. It was a wash. Okay. It was everything. Everything was gone. So I was able to stay with family all the way up to about 6 months ago, to be honest. I mean, all this time, 2.5 years almost. And it's just been very stably unstable. Okay. But yes, my family who supported, the friends who supported, the community support, online community, y'all don't understand. Like, people talk about online, like online is not real life, and oh, you don't know, like it's just like it's some alternate universe. No, online, depending on how you build your online community, y'all, my people came through. At some point I had made a post about having lost everything and just what I was going through at the time, just kind of a little bit, because I don't like to talk about too personal things online. I'm very transparent, but then there's a part of my life that I guard, especially for the sake of other people. Like, I pretty much tell everything, but for the sake of the other people involved, I don't like to do that because it's tacky to me. But one of the things that I was struggling with at the time was my financial situation, and people sent money, y'all. It was like, put your cash app. And I did, and they sent money, and just a lot of resources, and just my online community really came through. And I just want y'all to understand that online is not some alternate universe. It's not some place that is a waste of your time. It depends on how you interact with it that makes it what it is. And so for me, in my house, okay, I loved the way my online community came through. Okay, so the next thing is that helped me get through was my exercise routine. So I was running and doing long distance walking heavy. When I say long distance walking, I mean like 5+ miles a day. I was in walking challenges. Thank you so much to the ladies who hosted the walking challenges. They were invaluable to me. I have so many thousands of miles on my Nike app because of these walking challenges that I was in. I did my own walking challenges, and it's interesting because right before I got divorced, about maybe a year prior, I had started walking. I wanted to run. I wanted to be able to run. I had, health issues where I was like, kind of like, I had like a little bit, I ain't gonna get into that. See, y'all see me going into too much detail. I started walking right before I got divorced, basically. And it became such a comfort to me and a joy. Like, every day I would know that I was going to go walking the next day and in the morning. And in the morning is very vital because during the walking challenges, I had to do my walking in the morning or else it didn't get done. So yeah, my morning walks were invaluable. So I would get up, make fajr, do my morning routine, my spiritual routine, and then I would go walking. And that would be how I would set my day. And when I didn't do that routine, baby, everything fell apart. So my routine was very valuable. At the 10-minute mark, if you are still here watching at this 10-minute mark, please leave a comment below. Leave a heart, a blue heart, a red heart, some kind of heart, something to let me know that you're still here. Yeah, because this video is, like I said, I know it's already going to be it's going to be about 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure of it. So yeah, running and long distance walking helped a lot. I still do it. I used to go to a park when I was staying with one of my family members. And I'm not saying who because I don't know if they want the world to know that they were the host at the time. But one of the family members that I stayed at, the track by where this person stayed became like a home to me. Like the people there, and people say back in the day, people used to say stuff like this, and I'll be like, home to you. But it really became like a place of comfort, like seeing the familiar faces, the days when I would miss, and then when I would return to the track, and the way that their face would light up and be just like, oh, you're back. Oh, nice to see you again, and stuff like that. It was just, I don't know. The feels. It was just really nice, and I loved it, and it was comforting, like I said, and I just got used to it. It was my place. I also started bird watching. And bird watching is something that my former self probably would be like laughing at, but my children love bird watching now. And that's one of the things I was able to enjoy at that particular park that I would go to do my track, because it was a lake in the middle of the park. And a lake? A pond? Anyway, it was a body of water in the middle of the park, and all these different birds would come, and I'm gonna do a video on bird watching, y'all, because I love bird watching. It's so comforting to me. But anyway, okay, so yes, that's that. Okay, so as far as other things, like other ways that I was able to get through, I'll say melatonin, because my children had sleeping issues in the beginning. It was kind of like overlapping the COVID thing. So the divorce and then the overlapping of the result of COVID. A lot of people had sleeping issues during that time. I actually had sleeping issues. I never did the melatonin thing. I don't know why I never took melatonin, but I gave my kids the melatonin, but I didn't take it. I think it was because it was too expensive to get adult melatonin and children's melatonin. But the melatonin helped a lot with their sleeping patterns. It was very difficult to figure out how to get them to sleep. I would do all the normal things that you do for a good healthy sleeping routine, but they didn't work. So the melatonin helped a lot. Also, sea moss, baby, sea moss is good. I don't recommend it for people who are single. I am single, but I'm just saying I don't recommend it for that. You're gonna have to Google to find out why. But sea moss is amazing. My father, shout out to my father, because he has been taking sea moss from since I can remember, from when I was a child. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it looking like skinny noodles or something. And I was like, what the heck is my father eating now? But sea moss. And I now am a sea moss lover. I'm dependent on my sea moss. If I don't have my sea moss for a stretch of time, it is expensive. It can get expensive when you consistently have it, but it's worth it. And I go to my place with my sea moss, and another thing that got me through is bean pie. And I'm gonna tell you why, okay? Aside from it being delicious, the shop that I go to get my sea moss there's somebody who sells bean pie there. Delicious bean pie. And Uber Eats was also a beautiful blessing during this time period. I still do Uber Eats. I've been doing it for about 4 years now. I think 4 years. It is a great supplemental income, and it can be a main income source if you have the time to do it and the commitment and the vehicle and all that kind of stuff. It's a great, I definitely, well, I don't know if times have changed too much, but for the most part, I've sustained minimal damage as a result of being a petite woman doing Uber Eats. But financially, it helped a lot. So basically, while I would be doing Uber Eats, there's a location. So I would go to different locations. I'm not going to get too far into it, but there's certain locations that I would deliver from, basically the rich locations. And sometimes on the delivery routes, I would pass the vegetarian spot that sells the sea moss, and I would get bean pie from there. And the reason why I'm saying it was a great help and how I got through is because some days I would have to run out of the house early in the morning before I was able to eat, and so I would get bean pie, y'all. And as far as I'm concerned, bean pie is a healthy dish, because it's beans and stuff. So I would get bean pie, and that would be how I would get through them first couple of hours of work before I would go and get myself a smoothie, or return home to have something to eat. I noticed that one of the things that I don't know if I talked about it so much on YouTube, but I talked about it on my other social media platforms, was when I was younger, not even when I was younger, maybe about up to maybe 7 years ago. No, I'll say 5 years ago. Does that matter? I would always be talking about being able to gain weight, but not being able to maintain my weight, because I was always very thin, and I wanted to be a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger, not bigger, bigger, but just a little bit bigger. And I would gain the weight and then drop it. Even with having all my kids, I would gain the weight and drop it. So I noticed that, or I learned when intermittent fasting became very popular and everyone was talking about intermittent fast, girl, intermittent fast, intermittent fast. I realized that my diet has always been intermittent fasting, because I would always skip breakfast. I would eat dinner at a reasonable time, and then I would not eat until like 12 or 1 o'clock. So I noticed that. So I started drinking smoothies every day, and I have been doing that for about the past 5 years, and it's helped so much in keeping my weight on. I feel like that's what has helped tremendously in keeping my weight on. But yeah. So what was I saying? Okay, I think I was saying, yeah, so bean pie. Bean pie helped me with those breakfasts, those mornings where I didn't have anything to eat at all, and I had to run out and get to work. What else? Oh, and then of course I want to do a shout out to my car. My car helped a lot. Just the fact that I was blessed to be able to have a car and exit that situation in a vehicle. In my previous situation, I had no car. So I've been divorced twice. This is my second divorce. And yes. But if you put the two together, I was married for 27 years. So I think I can claim 27 years of marriage, even though it wasn't like one long. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about as far as getting through is, I said my car was the last one, but I just looked at my board and I forgot this part. And this is a very, very important part. And this is a part that's kind of almost like it's what I went through or what I experienced or how I experienced it, but also it's advice. The way that my children were throughout this experience have been and still continue to be, and inshallah will continue to be. And I'm talking about the second set, the ones who I had with the second husband. The emotional maturity and awareness that they have. And I will say at this point that if you're considering having a second set of children, if you're divorced and you're remarried or getting remarried and you're wondering if you should have a second set of children, I'm an advocate for a second set of children, because there are people who have a opportunity to parent through their grandchildren, and they're like a better parent to their grandchildren than they were to their own children. But that second set, y'all, my second set, the mama that they get, even though I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I still have my areas that are raggedy, but I can honestly say that there are so many things that I know that these children, the second set of children, benefit from that my other children did not benefit from. I always call my older children the crash test dummies, because they experience the worst of me and the worst of, you know what I'm saying, Allahu Alam. But I'm just saying, I feel like they definitely had a rough go. A rough go, okay? Especially the older two. The older two. But anyway, so yeah, the second set, I just feel like based on everything that I've learned up to this point, everything that I've done with myself, everything that just a lot. I can honestly say that they are very aware. They are very self-aware. They talk to me. Like, one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did with them during the divorce was give them an opportunity or a platform, a space to express themselves freely without getting upset, without getting offended, without taking things personally, without any of those things. Just a open space for them to express themselves and to allow me to get insight as to what the journey was like for them. And I really think that it has allowed them to handle it so much better than it would have otherwise. So I wanted to say that, as just their mental and emotional well-being was very, very important to me. I feel like in observation of other people's situations, people neglect their children. I feel like they may heighten the amount of money they spend on them, or do activities and things like that. But when it comes to mental and emotional health, I feel like people abandon their children. And I didn't want to do that with my children. I wanted to make sure that they always felt safe to the extent that I could help, because there's certain things that I just couldn't help or control. But to the best of my ability, I tried to make sure that they were safe emotionally and mentally, that they never felt like they were drowning in the situation or, any of that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that specifically. And that's again going to be um, a topic that I do videos on. I don't know if I said it yet, but I will be doing videos on marriage and divorce because I feel like it's such a integral part of the Muslim community that is suffering right now. And so in whatever ways that I can shed light on different things or have discussions that maybe can move something, I want to do that. So yeah, anyway, so now I want to talk about, that's kind of like my personal life part of the video. And there's more, but I'm just not going to be able to share it all on the video. And we're at 21 minutes. So if you're still here, let me know in the comments if you're still here after the 20-minute mark. So the next thing is the updates on things that you might have known about from back in the day, from my videos, my channel, stuff like that. One, I did a video on anxiety and how I suffered from anxiety for a period of time. And I think the video was talking about how I overcame anxiety or how I was managing it. I don't remember exactly, but I haven't had any issues with anxiety other than normal levels of anxiety, like just stress, based on circumstances. But as far as like anything like anxiety attack or anything like that, surprisingly, throughout that time period, I was good. And I just wanted to say that because I know that people have things that is like discussed, but then it's never talked about again. So I want to address some of those things. So anxiety gone, inshallah, never to return ever again. And now I've gone on to help other people with their anxiety, experiences and stuff like that. So alhamdulillah, I understand why it's necessary to go through certain things later on in life. Like after the fact, you'll come to find out why a lot of the things that you go through, why you go through them when you're now either more experienced for the next test, or you're able to shed light on the things that you've experienced through two people who are now experiencing it. So anyway, the next thing is halal polish. So I am attempting to look at and respond to a lot of the comments that I received while I was locked out of my account. And I'm getting a lot of comments about, or I got a lot of comments and still actually get a lot of comments about the halal polish videos. So Tuesday in Love is a polish that I endorse based on permeability. I can't say as far as halalility, what that like how that translates as far as one of my concerns. Okay, I'm gonna say this. One of my concerns about nails, fake nails, and polish is janaza. So if I die with nails on, I know now that they cannot soak the nails off because they're not supposed to use I don't think they're supposed to use chemicals at all during the janaza process. And I've always been concerned about my death and how I'm going to die and what my condition in the grave is. That's been a concern since I was a child. Okay. I read this book called Spectacle of Death, and it's something I needed to read, but also something I didn't need to read. So the nail thing, yeah, I've always been concerned about that. So I know that Tuesday in Love is water permeable because I did the water permeability test. As far as other polishes, I've never had an interest in testing any other polishes. I did, I think, 2 on this channel other than Tuesday in Love. And outside of that, I don't see myself buying polishes to test. If brands want to send me their polishes, I'll add a P.O. box one day to my channel for that. But as far as purchasing them, I'd rather do installment payments on eggs than to buy polishes because I'm not really a polish wearer like that. I used to wear Tuesday in Love on my toes consistently just because I just like the look of it. And I found that Tuesday in Love I didn't feel comfortable putting the top coat. See, this is not a nail polish video. I'm gonna move on. I just wanted to address the repeated question of me testing out other polishes. Unless brands send me their polishes, I will not be buying a bunch of polishes to test for water permeability. And I don't wear regular nail polish because I'm afraid that I may pass away while I have it on, and the people who are washing my body are going to have to bury me with nails, and I don't want to be like this in my grave. I don't want to be doing this in my grave. So that's why I don't really venture off further into the polish thing. As y'all can see, I'm still a little touched. I'm not really trying to get rid of that part of myself. Actually, I'm much more comfortable with it. So this is what you're going to be getting on this channel. Okay, so what's the other thing? Oh, okay. I will be trying to respond to video comments on my old videos. What I'm noticing and what I love is that although I was not able to access this channel, the channel was still going. I still was getting views and comments on videos, and I love that for me. I do know or notice that, okay, first of all, I lost my monetization on my channel, which is the way that you make money on YouTube. I lost that, so I am going to try to actually earn that back. One of the ways is by not editing videos. I'm going to edit some, but some I'm not going to be editing because I'm going to be wanting to upload them. And if I don't just upload them without editing, they will never come on this channel. So I am trying to get to 3,000 views, and that's one of the ways. There's two ways that I can be monetized again. One is through getting 3,000 views, and the other I don't understand yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. It seemed like it said that I had to get 4 million views on shorts, and I'm like, I know that M doesn't mean million. It has to mean Muslims. 4 Muslims watch my shorts because it can't be 4 million. But I'm going to figure that out. But I know for a fact that I have to get between 3,000 and 4,000 views to get monetized again. So I'm going to be go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, pushing for that. So like, share, subscribe. What was I going to say? What's the other thing? So I'm going to be responding to comments and stuff, getting back into the engagement part of it now that I have access to my channel, and I can do that. I wasn't ignoring you all. I just couldn't respond or anything like that. The other thing, my hijab business, I'm going to try to wrap it up because it's getting close to 30 minutes and this is just getting ridiculous now. My hijab business is not thriving. It is still in existence. I changed the name. It used to be Modesta Inc. It is no longer Modesta Inc. It is now HW Atelier. HW meaning Heshima Watts, and Atelier meaning my shop, workshop, or studio. So that is my website address now and my business name. I will put a link to that below. Possibly, it depends. You can find a link for that below, or it's just hwatelier.com. And I'm going to be working on the website. During COVID, I lost suppliers and things like that. And then afterwards, I had a little stint after my divorce where I was like, I gotta make this money. And I started doing my hijab business, but it wasn't fully what I needed it to be because it was kind of like in a place of necessity in a way that was like, it didn't allow me to fully put my foot in it. And I've had these little waves of like, you know, getting it back started, but it's still not what I need it to be as a representation of who I am now at this point in my journey. So I'm going to be working on it. It's going to be shifting things. It might be all customs. I don't know how I'm going to work it, but I still want to work it because I realize that a part of me needs to be creative. I am a creator. I create. I am creative, and I have to have ways and avenues to express that creativity, or else I feel like I'm dying inside. And that's just the reality of it. And the hijabs are still a place that I enjoy expressing myself. So we'll see. Now the prices have skyrocketed because of the economy, and there's no way to get around it. I cannot work for free moving forward. Like I said, we are doing installment payments on eggs now, and I have boys. I have a lot of boys and I have to feed them. So I am definitely doing hijabs that the prices have changed, but they're only changed based on the circumstances. So yeah, there's that. What else? Okay, as far as life coaching, I think I talked about getting a certificate in life coaching before I was locked out of this channel. I also got a certificate in CBT. I think I talked about that as well, and NLP. So the thing is that I got the life coaching certificate, and then I just fell in love with the whole understanding of working life in a way that allows you to fulfill your purpose, essentially. And I could say also that, and I love this unscriptedness because it's making me say things that I feel like if I was editing this video, I wouldn't say, or if it was scripted, I wouldn't say, but I'm here with it. I'm here with it. I feel like that taking the life coaching course was the thing that propelled me or gave me the confidence to get a divorce, because I feel like I learned so many parts of myself and understood the ways in which that I've had been functioning up to that point that weren't healthy. And that I was harming myself essentially and my children by, that's gonna be another video, but because we had 30 minutes now. But yeah, I really think that taking that course really is the thing that kind of initiated my exit out of that marriage, which is crazy, but also a blessing in many, many ways, which again, I'll talk about on another video. But yes, so I am doing cognitive behavioral therapy, neurolinguistic programming, and life coaching. And those things are going to be the um, the things that I use to create content moving forward, the content that isn't about, my natural remedies and those kind of things. I said mine. I mean, sharing natural remedies and all the things that I still love all the things that I share on this channel in just different ways. And I've learned different things about them over the years. But yeah, so I'll still be sharing that stuff. But when I share the things about goal setting and self-awareness and communication styles and just stuff like that, it's coming from my understanding and study of cognitive behavioral therapy, neurolinguistic programming, and life coaching. And the thing is that I took NLP before I took CBT, and I fell in love with CBT to the point where NLP got like NLP. So yes. Another thing that I do want to say about this, because I feel like it was important to me years ago, and I feel like there are people who watch this channel and who will watch this channel that it's going to be important to them. And that is that I chose a teacher in a course who teaches those subjects based on being God conscious. They believe in one God. They are not Muslim, but they believe in one God, and they believe in religion and spirituality being incorporated, being an integral part of your life. The things that I will share will not have in any way, to the best of my understanding and ability, not in any way conflict with Islamic principles and ideologies and things like that. So just know that the things that I do and study and learn and share, inshallah, the goal is to always have it be in accompanying Islamic teachings, not off somewhere over there. Like, so just know that that's very important to me, and that's something that I pay very close attention to. So when it comes to what I share, it's always going to be things that are not in any conflict with, or don't conflict in any way with, Islam. Okay, so the next thing, the last thing that I'm going to be talking about, let me see, let me make sure it's the last thing. Okay, so the last thing is, I am doing did y'all see that chin situation? We're going to talk about aging. We're going to talk about aging and neck skin and hands and aging hands, okay? We're going to talk about that in a video. That's going to be in a video, okay? But anyway, so what was I going to say? Oh, and this right here, this I don't know if y'all can even see. I'm bringing attention to it, which is something that is my specialty. I did black seed. I did not black seed. I did a black soap facial. And I haven't done black soap. I haven't used black soap to wash my face. We're at 33 minutes. I'm talking about black soap facials. But anyway, I did a black soap facial a couple of days ago. And I feel like, because this came out of nowhere. Usually it's like stuff I've eaten or something. If I break out, first of all, I'm like 90. Why am I breaking out still? But I did a facial, and it was with black soap. And it let me know that the other soap that I've been using, I feel like black soap really pulled the toxins out of my skin, and I love that for me. So I think that's why this popped up on my face, because of the black soap facial that I did. And I'm like, okay, I see you, because really this right here, I rarely ever break out, but when I do, it's either my diet, because I drank a soda or something, or it's when I use some new cleaning product and it like is stripping me. Anyway, so okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is that I have been, for the past year, been hosting these 75 hard challenges. So it's a 75-day challenge where you have to stick to a list of habits that you choose. Well, okay, there's a 75 hard challenge that this Guy created, and he has a particular structure. I love the challenge. I attempted the challenge multiple times. One of the rules of the challenge is that you have to start over from the beginning. If you miss one habit, one day of the whole challenge, you have to start from day one. I did that multiple times, and Hashima, that's not the type of stuff that I'm trying to mess with. Okay, we starting over. So I was on day like 69, and I missed a day for some reason, and then I had to start over. I was like, you know what? We're not doing this again. So I created another structure. It's still 75 days, and you still pick habit. You pick habits. The guy picked habits in his challenge, but in my challenge, you pick your own habits. I'm talking about this for a reason. Give me a second. I'm gonna get to it. You pick your own habits, and then you do that list for 75 days. You have to do the same exact list. So I host these. I've been hosting them for a year. I've done, I think, 3 now, back to back. 3? Anyway, 2 or 3, and I love them. They're so transformative. And so I'm just letting y'all know that I am. Oh, I have another thing that I want to say too. I'm hosting one after Ramadan on April 7th to June 21st. I'm hosting another one. It's on WhatsApp. So you don't have to be on Facebook. It's on WhatsApp. I do not vet, but like I don't just send the link to people. I have to have a way of seeing who it is that's joining, because we're not going to play like that. So I do check to make sure that, who it is or whatever. But if you would like to join a 75-day transformational challenge where you pick 5 habits that you're going to do that are going to transform your life in some way, things maybe that you've postponed, things that whatever. I'll talk about that in another video closer to the time where I'm hosting the challenge, where I'm starting the challenge, April 7th to June 21st. And like I said, it's on WhatsApp. So if you have WhatsApp or you're willing to get WhatsApp, you can join the challenge. It is very transformational. It is another way that things that has got me through this time period of test and trial. The last thing I want to say is another thing that I have started. It is called Muslims Thrive. It is a support group for Muslim women for improvement of spiritual, mental, and physical health. Well, not so much physical, but mental and spiritual health. And just a platform or a place for women to feed into each other. Feed into each other? Is that how you say that? Child. It's a platform. I have not grown it. I haven't put into it. I've made a couple posts in there, but honestly, getting everything together, I'm trying to work on a system of content that is consistent and that flows and that is tailored to the members and all that kind of stuff. But I'm also doing 50 other things at the same time, which is not advised. I do not advise, do not recommend. However, this is what I love to do. I love multitasking. I love biting off more than I can chew. It's so wonderful to me. I obviously over the years I realized that this must be something that I thrive on. But I made that group, and you can join that. That is on Facebook. It is a Facebook group. It's called Muslims Thrive. And yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, I have tons of things that I want to share. Inshallah, I will be able to share those things. But I'm going to get out of here before the 40-minute mark. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here at the 38 and 15-minute mark, leave a comment below. Let me know that you stuck it out and you was a ride or die on this video. Share this with anyone that you know was looking for me over the years or just something. If you feel like something I said could help someone or anything like that, definitely share it, subscribe for more. And also, if you want to, you can play this video on a loop if you want to help. You could play this video on a loop while you clean or something like that, or you can mute it and play it on a loop so that I can get that 3,000 views, unless that's just too much to ask. Until next time, assalamu alaikum.